Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam, here with my brief thoughts on X. This was directed by Ty West, who directed movies such as VHS. It was released by A24, we all know who they are, and it starred Mia Goth, Jenna Ortega, and Kid Cudi, among others. It tells the story of a group of people who travel to a remote house in the middle of Texas to make the Citizen Kane of dirty movies. It worked for Jack Horner, but their executive producer pretty much picked, not exactly the last house on the left, but the last house on the right. And it turns out, not everything is as it seems. Whenever a new A24 movie comes out, I try my hardest to go and see it, because A24 are one of the more unique studios going today. They make very offbeat and sometimes disturbing movies, but they're always a joy to review. There's always something to be remarked on about. It's not like most studios where there's one good ones and then mostly mediocre ones. A24 always has something to talk about. I love that. I love the spirit of that. And that goes not double, but triple for X. I cannot spoil anything, but let's just say, yeah, this movie's a nut bar. Firstly, though, from a technical standpoint, this movie is very well made. From a cinematography and an effects standpoint, minus some CGI that looked a tad wonky, the rest of the movie, technically speaking, was done very well. It looks like for the rest of the movie it was done with practical effects, which if that is the case, then good job on the makeup team. They deserved a raise. The acting was very good as well. I had to actually remind myself who some of this cast were. I mean, I recognize Jenna Ortega. I still have yet to see the remake of Scream. January was a busy month for me, so I was not able to see it. I will see it one day, but I do know that Jenna Ortega was a particular highlight of that movie, and she was one of the highlights here. Along with that, you have Mia Goth, who I had to look up where I had seen her before. She had a face that I could recognize, but I didn't remember where she was from. Turns out, she was from this little and underseen Gore Verbinski movie called A Cure for Wellness, which is a movie that I surprisingly have a lot more love of, especially after that I've seen it, in the years since. Her character has more layers than I thought she would have, and it's definitely something you have to notice, but when you do notice it, it's done very well. Kid Cudi does a good job in his role. Martin Henderson as the executive producer was a lot of fun. I think his direction was, alright, Martin, just be Matthew McConaughey. Just be Matthew McConaughey. And that was basically his role. He had to basically said, alright, and it would have been perfect. The old couple, they gave me the heebie-jeebies. It was, in terms of effect, they pretty much nailed the fact that this couple is just, scary stuff. In terms of, stuff I wasn't a fan of, the first hour of the movie is pretty slow. I should put a caveat in this by saying that there's stuff happening in the first hour. Because, they're trying to make a dirty movie, and that stuff definitely happens. And there are definitely plants and payoffs, as well as teasers as to what these characters have been coming from and what they're actually all about. I thought that was handled mostly well, but it felt like it was done a little slow for my taste. It was noticeably slow, if that's a word. And then the last half an hour of this movie is just completely insane. I have never wanted to be a fly on the wall when a director was having technical meetings, or in the case of Ty West, writing out the script more than when I left this theater. I said to myself, I wanted to be in the room when Ty West was writing this script. Because rest assured, the last 15 minutes of this movie are probably some of the craziest that you will see for the rest of 2022. I mean, in terms of movies anyway. Your mileage is definitely going to vary. It's going to either make or break the movie for you. I think for me, the weirdness was a little too much. It was a culmination of everything that they had been building up to for the movie leading up to that point, which I do appreciate. However, in the words of Bill Maher,
I have a few questions, starting with what the fuck?
I was so just weirded out with what I was watching that it almost killed the movie for me. I stress almost. I still enjoyed the movie overall, but ooh boy, it was just, oh man, it was weird. At the end of the day, like I said, your mileage is going to vary on this. I'm going to give this a good rating, but on the very high end of good rating. I'm taking rewatchability into this, and especially in terms of like A24's catalog, I don't think I'm going to come back to this one for a very long time. That's not to say there is not quality here, because there absolutely is. The acting is solid. From a technical standpoint, this movie was very well made. But wow, this was definitely something, alright. If you all have seen this movie, I want to hear your thoughts. Leave them in the comments. I would love to read what you all have to say about it. And if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below. And if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.